Bonus, bitches.
Let's hop in, man. We're doing a little bonus.
Yeah.
Our boys. And we're doing Jesus, I can't believe this record even is out. It feels bizarre.
That it even exists in the first place.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
It kind of feels like a dream in a way.
Uh-huh.
We have two of the most high-profile weirdos, outsiders in hip-hop, being friends and making a great collab album.
Yeah, man. It's special. Before we hop into Scaring the Hose, we're drinking a beer I found. It's like Melvin Eureka, which I'm not really familiar where they're from, or...
I know nothing about them.
Montana, maybe? Eureka, M-O? I'm not good with abbreviations on states.
I think so, yeah.
Missouri? Or is Missouri M-I? Or that's Michigan.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
You're making me second-guess myself. I was like, Mississippi is M-S, right? Michigan is M-I. Missouri, yeah, is M-O, yeah.
Eureka, Missouri.
Missouri. What do you know about Missouri?
Sounds like misery. It's close enough, ain't it? Yeah, we're drinking a Saison. It's called Compatible Egos, which is very fitting for the fucking two wild men on our record here. So I'm hyped. I can't believe, first and foremost, it came out, and I can't believe it's that good.
That's the funny thing with collaborations and supergroups. It never lives up to the sum of its parts. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you get a bunch of great people together from separate projects, and it's almost always a disappointment. And that's not the case with this one. I think legit, this is the strongest album that's come out this year so far that I've heard.
I think you're right.
I mean, what else is there? This year's been pretty dry.
It has been so far. Yeah, it's pretty early on, but God, dude, it's JPEG and Danny Brown. I think initially from the first two singles that had come out, being Lean Beef Patty and Scaring the Hose, I was like, I knew we were in for something special. I knew it was going to be something made just right for their fans, and it definitely feels that way. I already pre-ordered the vinyl.
Did you really?
Yeah, without a doubt. I had to.
I don't blame you, because the cover art for this,
It's immaculate.
it's sick. It's got that blaxploitation 70s B movie thing going for it.
Some Jackie Brown.
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of funny to me going into this, because we have tackled JPEGMAFIA on the podcast many moons ago.
Sound like straight out Lord of the Rings over there.
When we talked about All My Heroes Are Cornballs, you didn't really like JPEG back then.
You know what's crazy? Listen to my songs on shuffle today while out and about with the girl, and fucking some tracks from EP2 came on, and I was kind of blown away by how dry they are compared to this record. His oh my God, dude, his production is through the fucking roof. I'm afraid to see what comes next.
That's funny, because I remember around the time that EP2 came out, and
I was really high on it.
that's what drew you in.
Yeah.
I think you liked that more than All My Heroes, to an extent, at
It was
least.
a little bit more approachable. It was a little bit more laid back. Kind of felt, it's definitely a little bit more of a B-side, him kind of working out some looser ideas, not as heavily, I guess, overly produced in his normal style. And so it kind of buffered me for LP2, which I loved.
LP, yeah.
Yeah. I fucking, oh yeah, I guess it is just LP, but his second full length. No.
It's his third.
Veteran, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? It might be his fourth or fifth. He has more music out there than... He has records that I haven't even heard, before Veteran, even. But yes.
When it gets down to it, it buffered me for what came next, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I think even more than you did.
Yeah, you're more of an LP guy than I am.
And don't get me wrong, All My Heroes is still really good. When I listen to it now, I appreciate it a little bit more. But this era that we're in with the JPEG, I'm here for it. He's kind of come into full in a way. I feel like he's really riding the high right now, and I don't really think he can miss at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. At the time that All My Heroes came out, the production on that record blew my mind. It was approached in a way that I just had never heard before, at least in a way that I could digest. Listening to it now, compared to this new era, it sounds like first day of school type shit.
I know.
It's wild to me. This is easily, like Scaring the Hose, it's easily the most layered, most detailed, most multifaceted production that he's done, like by a mile to me.
It like kind of blows my mind too. It's so fucking short, and it feels like really full, which is kind of mind blowing. When you get a collab album that's only like 36 minutes long or something, it kind of blows my mind how I don't really get tired of it. I can like listen to it front to back and like be like, that was good. Let's jump right back in.
Easily.
Which is, it's strange. And it feels full front to back. Like there are a couple tracks that I don't really care for, and we'll get there. But all around, I think it's really fucking tight. It's kind of scary because I don't know where it goes from here. Like first single was Lean Beef Patty. And it's like really short,
As everything else on the record.
but what's crazy, a lot of the tracks are mega short, but they have detours and transitions into like, oh, now we're in the second half of the song.
We are cramming many ideas.
Like I guess I was worried that like we weren't gonna be able to hear Danny on the record at all, like on the mix.
Yeah, it's weird because the mixing of his vocals specifically is most egregious on Lean Beef Patty. I don't feel like the other songs have that problem.
Not as much. I think there are times where it's a little difficult. I think like that premonition did come true to an extent, but I don't think it's as egregious as the first single we got, which is okay. To be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Danny Brown.
I know you
at
aren't.
the end of the day, not that I don't like him. He's fucking hilarious. Like him as a person. If you ever like listen to him in an interview or a podcast, he's fucking hilarious. He's like super charismatic, charming. I'm here for it. But his vocal delivery, it's fucking Danny Brown.
It's an acquired taste,
Yeah.
that's for sure. I can't even say that I'm the biggest Danny Brown fan. I like stuff from him. I think Atrocity Exhibition is a great record, but he's like good in very short bursts.
Which is very fitting for the record.
Exactly. Yeah.
There are like some criticisms like I've seen, and I don't even know if this is a bad thing, but like it kind of does just feel like a JPEG record with a Danny Brown feature all the way through.
Yeah, it does.
But I'm here for it.
I'm not mad because I'm a bigger JPEG fan than I am a Danny Brown fan.
And I almost feel like Danny comes across as like a crutch or an elevating level. The way he delivers vocals almost feels like some sort of instrumentation in a way. So I'm okay with that.
I think another thing with his vocals, like how quiet they are, I can't remember if it was on TikTok or Twitter, but they recorded this album in like a hotel bedroom.
Yeah.
And Danny specifically was like doing his verses while laying down in bed. I can't tell if JPEG, if this is like an ego thing for him, like, okay, I wrote and produced and made all these beats, so I'm going to lower your vocals a bit, or you motherfucker, you were laying in bed for all your verses, so it's low effort and I'm going to lower the EQ. I can't tell.
I've seen like, I don't know if you sent this to me or like I just found it, but like I found a video of like the sessions that they were recording this, and like Danny is just fucking screaming into the mic. Like
It wasn't me. I didn't send it.
It's like full blown agony, like like just like screaming in pain.
I don't know if that made it onto the record.
It didn't. But it's the funniest shit in the world because you know that these guys had a good time recording this record. And it's I don't know, you can just feel like they were having a great time. It's like the rap weirdos have come together and have made something beautiful in some fucked up way.
And it's destined to scare the hose.
It is. I can't play this in this car with Elizabeth. She's like, turn it off.
Is she not a Peggy fan?
And I told her, I'm like, it's literally called this for a reason. I'm like, it's not meant for you.
It really is just an authentic name.
I do want to talk about like a couple like track highlights for me. I think like early on in the record, I think we both have come to the agreement that the front half of the record is a little bit more intense.
It's way more chaotic.
And then like the back half is a little bit more soulful. Has a little bit more laid back nature to it. I do like think an outlier on that is like Step a Pig. This is a weird track for me.
Weird one?
Not that I don't like it, but instrumentally, it's like almost feels like dubstep influence or like house influenced. The production is so much more I don't even know how to describe it. It's like electronic pop influenced.
I feel like I see that across a few tracks. Even on Lean Beef Patty, there's like a hyper pop element, like Charlie XCX type production in a way. On Step a Pig, there's a lack of melody on this one. It's very percussive. I think that the beat on this one is the most progressive thing that he's ever produced.
This is like a sleeper track for me. Like, it's not one of my favorites, but it's one that I've grown to appreciate.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like top 3.
Really?
For me. I love this one.
Good. You know, I wanted to bring this up earlier. You know, I was talking at the beginning of our last podcast about playing like my Game Boy emulator thing, like playing these old like Pokemon games and like WarioWare and shit. Like, I love like this like chip tune influence, like video game.
It's got this like kind of rhythm to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like just like these samples being used that they sound ripped straight from like an RPG, like a classic RPG, like an 8-bit. I don't know. It's so unique. It's pulling from everything that he loves and he's like pushing it into music. I'm a huge fan of that.
It's kind of insane because it seems like he does put so many ideas on a track by track basis instrumentally, and they're not a mess. Mm-hmm. Somehow they coalesce.
I will say they are to a lot of people besides us too.
Yes, our ears can make sense of them. I'm impressed by how they really do gel together into a tune, like a song. And I know that other people don't feel that way, but for this style, at least, they're making something out of it. Like, we're gonna cram this. This is ADHD music form.
Yeah,
I think I once referred to JPEG's music as like embodying internet culture. Yeah, like everything all at once.
Yeah,
like that kind of shit. It's overwhelming, but he makes it make sense.
Yeah, it's almost like the self-aware meme culture is very present in his music. His bars are like parroting and mocking pop culture a lot of the times. That's like my favorite thing he does. And like Scaring the Hose, the title track, like we'll go from Step a Pig, be like, this is pop influenced, heavy electronica, and then it's like, oh yeah, let's pull the fucking brass out of the closet and let's just fucking scream on it.
What instrument is being sampled on this one?
I think it might be like a trumpet.
It kind of feels like a woodwind instrument to me, because you can hear the like the squeaking of the reed, like a saxophone or like a clarinet or something. This track is wild to me. Heavy use of hand clap percussion throughout it. This, whatever it is, clarinet or saxophone, it reminds me of like Bitches Brew era Miles Davis.
Yeah, okay.
This like rough fucking jazz, like sloppy improvised type shit. This instrument is squeaking throughout this instrumental, and that's wild to me. Like, he's putting like these like heavy like rock drums on top of it at the same time. I don't know. It's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense.
They don't work together. That's the appeal. And then like you go on like Garbage Pail Kids, and it's literally a sample from like a Japanese food commercial. Yeah, it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
it's like a chant.
This is like one of the track highlights for me too.
Really?
You know, on first listen, when this came out, I preferred that back half of the record. And now I'm like, give me these like heavy fucking chaotic tracks. Like, that's kind of what's been speaking to me.
On this track, I feel like Danny is a little bit more in his element. I feel like this track was a little bit more oriented towards him.
I think so too.
You definitely can tell it's still Peggy production, but Danny's delivery feels like the most authentic to me.
I agree. And for some reason in this moment right now, I can't remember like JPEG's own verse.
I know.
Or like his own like accompaniment to the track itself. It does feel like it's ruled by Danny. I do like the pots and pans percussion style on this one though.
Pots and pans. Do you want to listen to a couple tracks?
You need to.
I would like to.
I might need to as well.
Do you ever feel, probably never feel like this because I'm about to tell you, but on the track Fentanyl Tester, for some reason I was thinking about the rapper Logic, and I'm like, you know, Logic is about the only other rapper that I can really think of that really uses like video game influence, like video game samples and shit. But I'm like, JPEG does it in a way that's a lot more fucking aggressive and like off kilter, but it feels a little bit more right.
Video game influence, other rappers. I'm trying to think. Milo is the only other one I can think of. I don't know if I've even shown you him before.
I don't think so.
He goes under a completely different name now. He's a Rap Ferreira nowadays. But if JPEG is going to do like a video game sounding song, he'll embody it more than I think Logic would, where, and I mean this in the best way possible because I don't hate Logic, but if Logic was going to do a video game thing, he would just like straight up sample the sound and it would come in and then we like go back to the beat. JPEG's instrumentals sound like a Game Boy level in a way, although like a hyper version of it.
Yeah. It's been treated with a little bit more love in the most aggressive way.
Are we talking like video game references as well? Like genuine video game references?
Yeah, like I guess like JPEGs are a little bit more deep cut. Logic's like Mario and
I got my bitch, rescued her from the castle. Like
call me Mario, motherfucker. Like
yeah,
I eat that bitch like a peach. Like yeah, just some normal generic rap bar.
Yeah, I was in the car today with Olivia, and I know that the title of this album is "Scaring the Hose," but Olivia likes JPEGMAFIA.
Good,
so it doesn't scare her.
Good for her.
And she played the track Keenan versus Kel.
Good.
And there's like a huge Jack and Daxter reference on that track, and that kind of feels like a deep cut.
He's well versed.
Yeah,
it feels like he's not afraid to like just say it either. It's like I'm gonna say this, and those that get it, and those that don't.
This is the same man that I think he sneaks in a wrestling reference on every song. Even on Lean Beef Patty, he says, "I'm Tony Khan." That's the guy that owns All Elite Wrestling, AEW.
Says, fuck a bar, I don't fuck with you neighbors. I'm like Hulk Hogan. He says that on Lean Beef Patty as well.
I don't know.
He's the fucking man.
There's something so genuine about him. Like he doesn't...
he does not shy away. He's the man.
He gives up no side of himself
to the man
for commercial success or anything.
He hasn't sold his soul.
What song were we talking about again? Fentanyl Tester? Yeah.
Wild name.
The track titles across this whole thing are like hilarious to me. Huge use of a Missy Elliott sample on this one. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
This is kind of ballsy. This is something I usually hate in hip hop.
His milkshakes bring them though.
You think so?
I think so. I think we came, didn't we? We're here, aren't we?
We are here, aren't we? But like using a very popular song as your sample, this usually drives me crazy. Eminem does this all the time.
Oh yeah.
Sampling "We Will Rock You" on the chorus of like an Eminem song, or "What Is Love." That's
annoying.
Gun to my head. Like I fucking hate it. This sample feels like it's flipped in a super interesting way.
Yeah, it's not just like that Jack Harlow song. God, I hate that song.
It's like a big one.
Yeah, he sampled I think it was like a Fergie song. Glamorous. He sampled Glamorous.
Ew.
And it was fucking terrible. It was like Glamorous slowed and he rapped over it. It was fucking terrible. I hated that song.
It usually comes across as you're desperate for mainstream recognition.
Yeah.
Like, here's this thing you already know. Attach it to my song now. That Dua Lipa? Is that who it is? Like, she sampled like Rocket Man on one of her songs. That's lame. Write your own fucking chorus.
It's lame. You know that's like very indicative though of like fucking ghostwriter shit. Like that's made like those songs like that are written by producers. Like it's lazy.
You're not wrong.
It's laziness. Yeah. It's fucking annoying. Like those are the people that like are like in bed with their labels. Like they hang out. The label tells them what to do. That's where that comes from. That's where that comes from.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It drives me nuts. It drives me fucking insane because it's like but like to the average person that listens to music, they're like, oh, can you believe that they fucking I loved that song when I grew up. I loved it when I remember that came out 15 years ago.
Kid Rock.
Yeah.
All summer long.
Oh my God. Fucking gun to my face.
Fucking Sweet Home Alabama. Have some dignity.
Yeah, dude. That shit makes me want to fucking put a gun in my mouth. It's lazy. It's fucking lazy.
Would you ever pick up the guitar and say, like, I'm going to interpolate "Smells Like Teen Spirit" in my chorus? Like, fuck you.
It is. It's fucking boring. Essentially ripping off another person's work. It's like plagiarism with like a few more. You can plagiarize someone's paper and then be like, the reason why this is important because they said it this way. Like, I don't know. It's just like using cheating on a fucking homework assignment.
Yeah.
It's fucking boring. Anyway, he does bring milkshakes.
This is a good song. Yeah.
I do want to talk about Perfect because I think it's hilarious. I don't know if you get the title.
This is a football player.
Vontae's Perfect.
Okay.
One of the fucking... He played for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of know who that is.
He was a fucking dog, bro.
Is he not there anymore?
No longer.
R.I.P.
It was like the era where like we would just like have it was just like dirty fucking penalties and shit. Is not good.
Well, the reference is appropriate then, because I think I'm not a person that knows anything about this, but the instrumental is just like the NFL theme song, like kind of flipped around a bit. Now, this is like kind of uncharacteristic of his production style to me. This seems like a Drake beat in a way.
I was gonna say this reminds me of
what's that song? Champions?
Yep. It reminds me of 2008, like 2010 collab rap, like Eminem, Lil Wayne, Drake,
Kanye.
Forever.
Yeah,
that track. It reminds me of that. The horns at the beginning and shit, like. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
This is like easily one of my favorite tracks. Like in the first half of the record, it's one of my favorites.
I can't say that it's one of my favorites, but I think it's strong. Like if I wanted to get somebody into this record, like my brother, for example, because I texted him today saying this JPEG Danny Brown collab album goes unbelievably hard. And if he said, what's a good song? I'd say perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like approachable. You would show this to your average Lil Uzi Vert. It's like a hard beat.
Yeah. And I think JPEG himself brings his own level of intensity to his own verse that like I can forgive it sounding like if you're reading it it's too late type beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little bit more mainstream. I don't know, it just
it brings its own flavor to it still, though.
Yeah. It's still a JPEG instrumental.
We have two weirdos rapping over it. It's not Drake.
Yeah. How do you feel about like Shut Your Bitch Ass Up, Muddy Waters? This is like the Kendrick influence for me to an extent. Like,
ooh. I mean, personally, this is like one of the ones that doesn't stick out on an instrumental level to me a ton. I'm curious about the Kendrick tie-in though.
I guess like just the sample of like shut your bitch ass up, like just the like having some random like. I remember I was conflicted. Kendrick, we gonna bring back my car. Like, just like some random...
Where my damn dominoes?
Yeah, just some... you really need some therapy. Oh, real don't need no therapy.
It does kind of sound like beat-wise, the first track off of Good Kid, Mad City. Like, it has like this reverse... like warped quality to it. Yeah, I can see that.
Like, shut the fuck up, I'm talking to... just like... But it's still got that flavor where he's chopping the shit out of the sample where we're
skipping beats. Yeah. We're going off tempo. I thought that Danny didn't sound like this beat fit him. Like this is way more like a JPEG beat.
Yeah. I think it's really difficult for him to kind of hop into the off kilter at times.
Which is weird because like Danny's own shit is insane, like very off kilter.
Mm-hmm. I just think I love the references to fucking Tom Holland and Andy Kaufman, Shia LaBeouf. I just love his ability to pull interesting pop culture. Yeah. Like these drug addicts attached to me, like I'm Tom Holland, swing on these actors, these rappers faker than Andy Kaufman. I'm like, okay, like how do you feel about Andy Kaufman? Like that's a really interesting take, but you're not gonna expand upon it. Like you're like left a question, and then I shit you not feel like Shia LaBeouf and all these problems. Like okay, I'm like okay, like talking about the Truman Show. I don't know.
I like that shit too, for sure.
It's Black AOC. I love it, man. Like I'm a fucking sucker for his comedic timing.
He does kind of play like stand-up comedian on his verses a lot.
I'm a huge fan of stand-up, and he's just fucking being hilarious, and I can't deny it. It's like my favorite part of his rap style is just to say some wild fucking shit that's hilarious.
He can't help but be himself.
And it goes hard for no reason.
I'm also a fan of that theme throughout his verses. I'm the black blank. I'm the black AOC. I'm the black Brian Wilson. Like that shit. That's hilarious to me.
Oh, man.
And sometimes there's like...
Black Ben Carson.
there's like a weird truth to it sometimes in a way, too.
That's why it's fucking hilarious, man. I'm a fucking sucker for it.
The first time I listened to this record, the first song that perked my ears up was Orange Juice Jones. Now, this sample is as tasty
Oh my God.
as a glass of orange juice.
Oh my God. I listened to the sample song all week long. It's Dear Michael by Michael Jackson. And it's slowed down. It almost sounds like the fucking Weeknd is singing the song.
Damn it, now that you say that, that makes so much sense.
It's fucking beautiful, dude. I've been listening to that track. This was the song that I'm like, my first listen, my ears perked up to where I was tuned in a way.
Yeah.
And this is easily like probably top 2. I can't tell if it's a toss up between this one and another. But oh my God, dude, I'm a fucking sucker for it.
And it's crazy because they don't play around with this beat much at all. Like, this is straight up the sample flip, and it plays on a loop.
I think what's really interesting with the mix on this track is I have a really hard time deciding which side of the song I'm going to listen to. Am I going to listen to the sample flip and just get zoned into the sample flip? Or am I going to listen to the bars? Am I going to listen to them rap? Because the mix, it's dead even. It's like they're across the board. It's like they're on the same level. There is no variation. So you can kind of hop back and forth between what you want to listen to. The fact that the sample is so fucking catchy, I get so fucking drawn into it.
I'm locked into the instrumental most of the time. Even if I try to do that thing that you just said, like, I'm going to listen to the lyrics this time,
It's hard.
I'll still get zoned into the instrumental.
It's too catchy.
It'll take me 30 listens before other bars start standing out to me. But then, like, the same bars will stand out to me each time I listen to it. Like, I'll catch a line here and there. I don't know why that is, but it's interesting to me.
It's interesting. That's the thing about his style of rap is that you just get really lost in it. It's hard to catch stuff if it's not, your lyrics aren't laid out in front of you. And I think something that's really fun about rap is that you can throw it on in the background, and then sometimes you'll tune in and you'll catch something, and you've listened to this track 50 times, and on that 51st first listen, you get caught in a new, like, I have never seen this track this way before. It's something special. I think this is one of those tracks that it's going to, like, I can have this on rotation all day long on a loop, like, no problem, and, like, not get tired of it. It's too fucking catchy.
I think you and I are both suckers for, like, the soul sample flip.
Yes. How do you know that Kingdom Hearts Key is not one of my favorites?
When you say that, do you mean that it's like one of your least favorites, or is it like just not
like
a track that sticks out to you?
I think it's like literally the only track that I don't like. And it's not that I don't get what's going on. I just find the sample like really annoying.
Is it like too intrusive?
Yeah, the repetition is a little annoying for me on this one.
Yeah, I can see that. This song actually reminds me of like 2012 era cloud rap a lot. This is like early ASAP Rocky, Ghostface Perp.
I think it's actually like one of the most approachable samples on the record and one of the most approachable songs. And I think that's like kind of why I don't like it. I think the repetition on the sample is actually annoying as fuck. It's not like soulful like Orange Juice Jones or anything. I know they have a feature on here by the name of Red Veil.
This is the first time I've heard this guy.
Yeah, and that's okay. But I kind of feel like they kind of would have just left him off. Just like make it the Danny and JPEG show.
I kind of like his feature.
And he doesn't. He does all right. It's just a matter of personal taste. But
Yeah.
they gave a guy an opportunity on a very, what I presume will be a long-standing, critically acclaimed record moving forward. So like, that's good to get that guy's name put on a high-profile record like this on the underground scene. So
Yeah. I don't know. I can't say this is like one of my least favorites. I don't know where it stands among the other tracks, but I know that I like it, I think. I mean, once off the air, when you like went off to use the bathroom, I put this on, and like when the drums kicked in, I was like, hell yeah, I'm here for it.
it's a sick beat.
I don't mind the sample. I think the Red Veil feature, I don't know this guy, but when he comes in, he kind of sounds like RZA from the Wu-Tang to me.
Okay.
He has like this fuzzy quality, like the way his
Yeah.
vocals are produced. I like it, but not one of my favorites.
I want to talk about God Loves You. It's gospel, Peggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
It's a fucking real nice one. Dude, Danny goes so fucking hard on this track.
I feel like, from memory at least, it's like very Danny heavy for the first like 2/3 almost.
I love all the references to like biblical text where like David and Goliath, Adam and Eve. Like, I'm a huge fan of that. I love stuff like that. It feels like a fucking abomination to the Bible in a way that's very interesting to me.
I know that Peggy would love that you feel that way, probably.
I do. I love stuff like that. I mean, it's a little bit fucking, how do you put this? It's got a little bit of negative connotation to it. It's a little disrespectful, but I'm kind of here for it.
Would you expect anything less?
Without a doubt.
Of course not.
No.
I didn't write a whole lot of notes for this song in particular, but I did write that JPEG's verse sounds like he's calling in from a Nokia phone. That's all I have to say.
All right.
I think.
Run the Jewels. For some reason, this instrumental sounds like a fucking Halloween party store soundtrack. Like, I don't know what it is. It almost has like a little bit of like a thriller influence. It just seems...
It's a little bit of like new school meets old school, like in a weird mixture.
Yeah.
In my notes, I wrote, it's jazz improv aided by a Beastie Boys percussion.
I think we were getting different things from this track. I don't think we're on the same page, but I think...
I was in a state of influence, I should
Correct.
say, when I wrote these notes.
It's a short track, so it's not a huge deal. But
Yeah, this one's only a minute long.
yeah. And then like Jack Harlow Combo Meal. What a fucking title. That's like my favorite track title.
Same. Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking self-aware. I love rolling through McDonald's and seeing like, oh yeah, there's a new fucking rapper that has a fucking meal, like Travis Scott, was it Cardi B and...
Did she have one too?
Yeah, and somebody. I can't remember. Every time I pull through fucking McDonald's drive-thru, God, when he wants to punish me by going through McDonald's drive-thru, he...
Why would you do that, by the way?
Oh my God, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to do it. You got to bite the bullet and just say, I'm getting McDonald's and I just want the fries, really.
Is this like the Ben Affleck combo meal at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, it's like just the weird advertising bullshit that goes on with restaurants and shit.
That makes me less likely to like buy from your restaurant, to be honest.
It's a bizarre marketing scheme. It's like, hey, you can have a chicken nugget, but it's got fucking Future's name on it.
Jack Harlow also ate one of these nuggets, so you should too.
It's just fucking, it's weird. It's like some fucking weird corporate media bullshit. I love it. And I love that it's being made fun of. Like, literally, the line goes, y'all let Jack Harlow sell y'all chicken.
Is this a thing that happened, by the way?
It might be. I don't know. It's believable, right?
It is, yeah.
And then I love like the jazz piano. Oh my God. I love this track for that reason.
This instrumental is nice.
It sounds like it seems like he's like mutilated the La La Land soundtrack. Like, it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, there's an undercurrent of smooth jazz on this song, but there's like this 90s like boom bap percussion going on behind it. But yeah, this is like probably one of my track highlights, I think. I really like this one.
Yeah. I think this is in my top 3. I think Ho might be my favorite track. Heaven on Earth. Dude, when I heard this track for the first time, for some reason I thought instead he says, yeah, my bitch, she's so perfect and bad, I thought he said, your mother, she's so perfect and bad. And I'm like, I thought like, without a doubt, like, not a problem. Like, it's JPEGMAFIA.
That wouldn't be out of place here.
He's talking about my mom. Like, not a problem with me. Like, he's the only guy that can talk shit on my mom. But just... the sample on this track, I love it. I think it's a track highlight for me because in the track, he like really leans heavy into the gospel with the sample. It's not the entirety of the track, but he'll rap in unison with the elevation of this gospel singing, and it's fucking awesome. It's like everything I want in a song. I love when JPEG leans into the gospel.
There's a lot of like these like cut-in vocals that are mixed in. I'm going off my notes. I wrote that this reminds me of All My Heroes era JPEG. I don't know if I would agree with that now. Maybe I should have listened to it before we hopped in here.
You can throw on the track if you'd like.
I might, so I don't sound stupid.
Let's do it. I would love to like listen to the track.
I don't know what I was thinking when I said that this sounded like an All My Heroes era song. It doesn't at all, really. I have no idea what I was thinking. I will say, though, that Danny on this song sounds like Andre 3000.
He does. You're right.
I don't know if it's him or if it's just because the beat behind him kind of gives him that vibe.
His like tempo that he's rapping on is a little bit different for him compared to the rest of the record. Gives himself time to slow down, I think, on this track, which I think just the way the track is structured itself allows him to do that. So
sometimes I just kind of wish that he would do that more often than he does. Also, I love, and we were just talking about this off the air, I love that JPEG just lets this beat ride out for like a minute. This is one of the longer songs on the album. It's weird to say because we just reviewed the Mars Volta earlier in the night, and I'm like, yeah, this 3-minute song, it's very long.
It's easily my favorite track, like without a doubt. I think it's the most unique.
I think I need to give this one a bit more love.
Oh, it's my favorite.
This is great. Yeah.
Where you get your Coke from, Getter?
I know a guy. This is a weird one to end off on.
It's so fucking intense.
It kind of keeps that like church band vibe going.
I think this is like probably the one where I feel like they kind of blend together. Where I kind of feel like they're both. How do I put this? Some songs feel like it's more fit for Danny. Some songs it feels like it's more fit for JPEG. And this one I kind of feel like it's their song together. For some reason, the instrumental comes across a way where I kind of feel like they're on level playing field, which is strange. But I don't know. All in all, I think this is like a fucking solid record.
Oh, yeah.
It's tight.
It's kind of hard to explain that balance because I honestly don't know what makes it work between these two other than the fact that they're like kind of just two weirdos that have like cult followings. I mean, this track, it's alternating between these very thin, like tinny percussion verses, and then we're hitting these like big like church organ, like drum fills behind it, these like little breakdowns in a way. Honestly, speaking of the Mars Volta, it kind of sounds like it could have come right off that record that we reviewed earlier.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these short stabs of intensity. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I mean, JPEG talking about this house is a home. I'm fisting the cat. Is that what he says?
Wait a second here.
You're the man with the laptop. You gotta. I would be delighted.
This house is not a home. I double fist the cash, you motherfucker.
The cash?
Yeah, he says this. I make her shake that ass. This house is not a home. I double fist the cash. I fist the cat. Oh, okay. I get it, but like,
well, would you be shocked if
no.
he said I double fist the cat? Although that sounds more like a Tyler the Creator lyric from like 2011.
Oh my god!
You know the saying, "You hear what you want to hear." It's not what I want to hear.
That's gonna be my fucking go-to catchphrase. When I'm really feeling myself, I'll just go, "Hey man, I double fist the cat."
Would it really be the weirdest slang that you've ever heard, though? I don't know if it'd even make like it wouldn't be the top 10. I don't
Next
think.
time my boss gives me a compliment, I'll go, "Hey man, I double fist the cat."
Those are the kind of things that get you a promotion.
Maybe on Wall Street. I don't know about the fucking job I'm in.
That's true. We need Matthew McConaughey from Wolf of Wall Street. You say, I fist the cat, promotion granted. I hate that we think this way.
We need to wrap this up.
I know, we're off the rails. Hey, good record, by the way.
Yeah. Fucking spectacular. Rating? Do you have a ranking for it yet? Like,
it's pretty early on. It's only been out for about 10 days.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that. I'd go with like a strong 8.5 probably. I think it's super fucking solid.
I'm going to go with like a 10 out of 10 for real.
Holy shit. Damn.
I just don't really think it can be beaten. I just think it's like one of the most unique things I've heard ever.
I think the highest I could say with confidence at this moment would be like a 9.
Yeah.
But I mean, the production is on a level that I don't think I've really heard anywhere else.
I think this record will age very well with time. I think after about 3 months, it'll feel everyone's had a chance to digest it in its fullest. I really don't think it can get much better from these two in a combination like this. I also just think like the air, the atmosphere around the record just feels really exciting and full of energy. it kind of feels like rap is cool again right now. I feel like rap.
Yeah.
I feel like rap for a while for me has felt like kind of and I mean that. And I wanted to love the Brockhampton records that came out. They weren't that great. They were okay. One of them was all right, and the other one was bad. And then like the Kendrick album, I'm like, I wanted to love it. I wanted it to be the one. It wasn't it. I feel like this record makes me like rap again. I'm like,
Yeah, this actually is the most excited I've been about a rap record since fucking Black Thought and Danger Mouse. Even last year was super dry with hip hop music. I was not excited by much except for that record and like Nas maybe, and that's like it really. Kendrick's record was fine.
Yeah.
It was thoughtful and good, but it didn't have much of a shelf life.
Yeah.
With hip hop, I want something that I can like bang for the ages. Like I want to be able to always go back to it.
I think this record will have that staying power.
I think you might be right. I'll go with a light 9 for now.
I'm just fucking get my dick out. Like I'm just gonna say it. Like, you know, I just think it's gonna be. I think it'll be a masterpiece for the ages. I think it'll be like undeniable at a certain point.
If this doesn't end up in like my top 10 of the year, I'd be shocked.
I think it's a milestone record for like Peggy's career. It feels like he's coming into.
He's
every
like
time
full evolution.
Every time he releases a record, I always feel like he's innovating. I don't know. He's too good right now. It's kind of scary. He's like easily becoming one of my favorite artists.
And that's wild to me.
Yeah.
And also, you shouldn't get too used to it in this current state because I know we should take this with a grain of salt because rappers lie all the time. But he has supposedly two
more records,
2 other projects out this year. So
I'm so excited. It might be the coolest year. Honestly, like music-wise, it might be like one of my favorite years for that reason.
I think this will be a good year for music and movies.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We got Dune. We've got Wes Anderson. He's got 2 movies coming out this year, right? Wes Anderson's got 2 movies? Did we talk about this? I meant to ask you this.
I don't know, actually.
I thought you said he had 2 movies coming out this year.
Did I say that?
I don't know.
When did I tell you that?
A while ago.
Because I think news about The French Dispatch and Asteroid City were coming out like at the exact same time.
You might be right. We got that. We've got Nolan, which we have to see together.
I promise you, me and you will see it in theaters.
It feels wrong not to. I want to see Dune Part 2. Oh my God. It's just going to be a good movie. Good movie year. Good music year. Something feels right.
Scorsese has a 4-hour movie coming out soon called Flowers of the Killer Moon.
I have that book that I haven't read yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Starring DiCaprio. So I'm coming out on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first release of the year that excites me right now is like this Beau is Afraid movie that's coming out later this month.
Dude, I'm excited to see the Mario movie that's coming out this month. Like, real talk, I'm actually super excited to see that.
I have a feeling that
I have a feeling it's going to be really good.
It's going to be a huge fucking hit for sure. It'll be good.
I have to be careful not to see it like on a weekday or like a Sunday afternoon because I'll be stuck in a room full of kids.
Yeah. Greta Gerwig's
Barbie. Yeah.
I think that'll be good.
I'm going to be stuck at the fucking movie theater this year.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this shit up. That was a lot of fun. We had to talk about it because if we didn't, we'd have to like dedicate a whole episode. So made a good bonus. Anyway, Getter, if you could do me the honors of signing us off one more time tonight, I would greatly appreciate it.
Adios.